I've always loved music and I think that shows, but I've always wanted to make my own. However, I'm a drummer, and we are notorious for not knowing how to write music. For a guitarist, you learn chords, and what works and what doesn't, and how to improvise, so on and so forth. Drummers hit shit in time, and that's optional. So basically, I'm trying to say I have no clue what I'm doing. Around about 2 years ago, Jamie and I found this song on YouTube called 216.mp3, and it's beautiful. For the longest time, this was the only thing of its kind, except Distant Cry or You Know Miles. Fast forward to earlier this year, and I started seeing this Instagram page everywhere called Dr. Giggletouch, who made music. And then months after that, I saw Dr. Hanky Spanky, who's doing the exact same thing, and they're both huge on Insta. Giggletouch even collabed with You Know Miles, so I think that's a seal of quality. So it made me think, how hard would it be to make a fake music career for a month? So to start with, I needed a new stage name. I was originally going to join in on the trend of Dr. Blank, but I couldn't think of anything, so I decided to do something different from the others in the genre and just made a batshit crazy name. So I drew inspiration from Quandale Dingle and Isaac Wise Prank Calls 4.
Yeah, Doug Lester Hardunkenshud the third.
I introduced you, Demarion Oniniquus Darchunklefunk III. So I made a new Gmail, set my gender as a breadstick, and made an Instagram account. Now all I needed was an iconic profile picture. So I got Jamie on the case to find a cursed image. He just typed goblin with a cane into crayon and got this. The last thing I needed to do before the whole music for the music thing was make a producer tag. So I'd actually already made one before I wanted to start this Instagram page, which I named The Best Epic Creamy Producer Tag Feet Shapoingery, and it sounded like this.
Sparking right up in this bitch.
Obviously, now that I was known as Darchunklefunk, this wouldn't cut it, so I modified it by having me say something with a weird goblin voice.
Darchunklefunk on it.
I'm sure this won't get old quick. And now, finally, the moment you've all probably been waiting for. The music. And that's where the issues start. As I said, I'm primarily a drummer, and surprise surprise, the man who hits shit with sticks hasn't really ever learned what chords work well together. My only real experience with chords is teaching myself guitar during lockdown, but that's still just going over other people's songs, so I haven't really got a clue what I'm doing. And piano, yeah, no chance. So I just started clicking on the piano roll and somehow accidentally figured out how to play the Birdie song. So I sampled it, and I laid down a nasty drum beat and added possibly the worst sounding bass synth I've ever heard. Now all I needed was to improve it. I really hated how the producer tag sounded with my voice, so I decided to use a software called 11 Labs to have an AI say the thing. And now I much prefer it, and I don't have to cringe every time I hear it.
Darchunklefunk on it.
On the song front, I decided to lay down one of the most basic club type beats, added more terrible bass and a weird sci-fi alien type synth, and whilst messing around I figured out I could use downloaded sounds on the piano roll and it would play them in different keys and lengths. So I downloaded another fart sound and had that as my lead melody. And for my lyrics, I took the Half-Life 2 Stalker Scream and piano rolled it into the Peggle Victory song, but it's played wrong, so who gives a fuck? An issue I had on the first day was scaling the video for Instagram. So I did some research and found the right size, and now the video looks like this. And that's when it happened. My first follower. Oh cool, he makes music too, let's give it a listen. Yeah. The next day I didn't really do anything new, but I rewrote Beach Party. Sounds bad. Yesterday's track was originally going to be Happy Birthday to You, but I couldn't figure it out. And then I figured it out. Because I'd already wished Uncle Quardankius a happy birthday, I needed a new subject. So I used a website that I don't think anyone's used in any time recently. Famous birthdays. Turns out June 10th is Hugh Laurie's birthday, so happy birthday to Dr. House. I had the song Funky Town stuck in my head for no particular reason, and I wanted to make the most unlistenable version of it. I think I succeeded. Before I made this track, I started to play around with some of my unused plugins, and I found this one called DX10, where it could emulate different instruments. And this one sounded like the Pharaoh's Curse meme, so guess what I did? Day 7, 8, and 9 was more of the same shit. Nothing really to report. Day 7 was something. Day 8 was a tribute to Metallica being added to Fortnite, and Day 9 was Happy Birthday to Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds. So to pay tribute to one of my favourite albums of all time ever, I ruined it. I would have lumped this into the previous list, but I just have to talk about this. I'd randomly remembered to this time when I was on a bus in Toulouse, and there was this man sitting in the front blasting, I don't know, Jewel or something, and all of a sudden, I found this so funny that I learnt an acoustic version of Gangsta's Paradise on guitar, and was listening to Amish Paradise by Weird Al. So I made this. How unnecessary. Also, the fact that I don't hate this despite the fact I use metal pipe, fart and train horn sounds really hurts my soul. Skipping over day 11 because it was shite, to day 12 where I wanted to make something unlistenable. I think I succeeded. Day 13 was also a complete mess, and before all hell broke loose, I didn't hate it.
Have some more chicken. Have some more pie.
On the morning of this track, I was scrolling through YouTube as you do, and I found this.
Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried.
So I took no auto-tune needed and made a beat with no auto-tune.
Have some more chicken. Have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried.
I decided to try audio splicing, and yes, it is supposed to sound shit, and it definitely does. I mean, this is my first attempt at audio splicing, so please don't laugh. No.
Here you go, here you go. Here we go.
So I have to confess something. All of these have been stolen. That's right, the secret's out, I'm unoriginal. Unoriginal? The secret's out, I'm unoriginal. I stole my own thing from day 7. For day 17, my inspiration was setting the BPM to as fast as possible. That's it. I then used a sample plugin called Transistor Bass, turned on all of them, and added goofy R noises. Here's the result. More beats that don't really do anything, so... I was once again running out of ideas, and then Jamie said,
Make a groom type beat.
Okay, so what's the first thing you think of when you think grooming? Other than mine. That's right! Dream! So I'll just put him up here, say the word groom and auto-tune the fuck out of it using BandLabs. And then I'll add some kids cheering for some added effect. I also finally figured out how to stretch audio, so I use that too. Once again for the funnies, Jamie chose the premise. And because he is the Tornado Man, he said make an homage to the most cursed man in the business. Reed Timmer. I forgot what plugin I used, but I think this is the worst I've ever used. It's so bad I don't even know how to insult it correctly. Anyways, we did all this and then I added a sped up air raid siren. And when I uploaded it, I made sure to tag Reed, and you will not believe what happened. Nothing happened. I don't know why, but I kind of roasted myself. It was set to be another day of random until I accidentally made a hook that didn't suck. So I tried to make something that wasn't an assault charge to my ears, and it's still pretty arse.
Dutch Uncle Funk is being fucking banned.
Back in lockdown, fucking hell, lockdown was 4 years ago, I found this old Californian Fire PSA with Gilbert Godfrey playing the smoke detector.
So whenever I see it or smell it, I make this noise to warn you.
And Jamie and I thought it was cursed. So obviously it picked my mind at the most random time and I had to make something out of it. What's wrong with me? Yeah. Ages ago when I was at work, I thought, you know what would be funny? Sneaky Snitch Trap Remix. But it turns out this is something someone else had already made, so I kinda just left it to be forgotten. But then I decided I wanted to make it. I started off wanting to kinda make something real, but I quickly got frustrated and lost interest. And it's funny because you can actually pinpoint the moment I stopped giving a shit.
Dark uncle from Haunted.
This is the final day, so I decided to make a remix of the hit song, Star Spangled Banner. I have nothing to say. I originally wanted to do this for a month or 30 days to be exact, but I didn't because I had to drive across the country to help my dad pick up a car. Then I saw Wolf Mother live, which was probably the worst concert I've ever been to, and then I saw Greta Van Fleet live, which was possibly the best concert I've ever been to, so sorry. So I thought this would be a surefire way to get me some views, seeing how popular Hanky Spanky and Giggle Touch are, and after basically a month we got 12 followers. Wait. 2 fucking followers? Okay, well, maybe the views are better? I have no words. So is it worth it? No. Should you do it? No. Should you bomb an orphanage? No. Have you learnt anything? No.